morning, everyone, and welcome to day 4 of our 5-day gratitude challenge. Thank you so much for continuing to show up. And if this is your first day, welcome to the challenge. I'm happy you're here. We have a wonderful speaker lined up to talk about gratitude today from the leadership perspective. David Yebra is one of my favorite leaders. He's a very inspiring person in general. So y'all are in for a treat to hear him talk about some strategies that you can use in your life to share gratitude in the workplace and beyond. David Yebra works for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. He is the division director over the division that oversees training and leader development, as well as recruitment and retention. So he's overseeing a whole lot of things and a lot of people. He's leading a lot of people. He's a West Point graduate. He spent many years in the military. He retired as a lieutenant colonel. He had 3 years where he was in combat tours, and he earned 4 Bronze Stars during his time in combat. So thank you for your service. Thank you for being with us today, Director Yebra, and we're looking forward to what you have to say, and I'll be here to help support if you need anything.
Yeah, thank you, Lacey, and I appreciate Joel, Amy, all the support that you've always provided me. Team, before we get underway, I'd like to just kind of take just a few minutes to maybe get us in the right frame of mind. The notes that you always share are always are wonderful, and I hope y'all can hear me. I see the notes. Just watch me, Lacey, and make sure we can hear everything that I'm saying and showing.
Sure thing.
I'm gonna share just a visual with you here and just take a few minutes to get us in that right frame of mind, if we can. I'm gonna ask you to please just take a deep breath and let everything go that you're hanging on to right now physically, to the greatest extent possible as well. Just put your feet flat on the floor, please. And let go of anything you're holding. Uncross your arms, uncross your legs. Just let your mind clear for just a few seconds. And just think about being a little selfish. Be a little selfish. Put your mask on first so that you can help other people. This concept of taking care of yourself before you take care of others, it's sometimes counterintuitive to what we've always been taught or what we think. And our ability to channel the energy that we have in the spirit of helping other people, the spirit of gratitude. The gratitude isn't something nice to have. It's not a something you stumble upon in your development as a leader. It's essential in how we make other people feel. And that if people feel good, they do good things. What's often missed is that when we do it, we gain as well in the expression of gratitude, and how gratitude is handled, how it is delivered, and how it is received. If these actions are deliberate. We'll share some thoughts. Just take a few deep breaths and just put yourself in that right frame of mind. Clear your mind just for a little bit. Don't worry, all that work and other things you're thinking about, it'll still be there. It'll still be there. I'm asking you to be selfish here for the next few minutes with me. Think about that feeling of what it feels like to when people express their gratitude to you and what it is like when you express gratitude for others. We'll take a few more seconds, please, and just clear your mind, deep breaths. Deliberately slow your heart rate down. Thank you, Chief, for letting me let you have just a few minutes there of some meditation, some thought about this word that we say is gratitude. And I'm going to expand on that a little bit. And I'm going to emphasize a particular point. But before I get started, I would like you to please exercise the chat and let the Spirit move you. As words and thoughts are coming your way, please share them with everybody. And Lacey, please just keep an eye on that chat for me, please. But please let everyone share, continue to share as something moves you as we're talking. Use that chat to the greatest extent, and feel free to interrupt me too if there's something that you'd like to say. But please do so. So the approach, what I want to share with you is with this idea of gratitude is not a nice to have. It's essential to who we are. And that it requires a practice. It's an art of how to do it. And I'll share with you a few concrete examples, but I want you to take that mindset. This isn't passive. This isn't a wait to see whether somebody's going to express their gratitude for you. This has a little edge to it, so hang with me on this one. This has a little edge. If you're waiting around for people to say, what a great job, thank you, Sandra, thank you, Kimberly, thank you, Joyce, for what you do, that may or may not come. That's a lot of energy you might not get back on saying, well, I'm waiting for somebody to tell me, that they appreciate what I do. Suzanne, thank you for coming to work, thank you. Those times may or may not come, so you can't wait. You have to take the action of gratitude in your hands in some ways. And gratitude is 360. It's a powerful, influential tool. I had the honor of attending a Harvard Law School course on negotiation and leadership. And we spent a solid day from 8 in the morning to about 6 at night talking about emotion and leveraging emotions. And one of them is appreciation. It's powerful, team. It can be one of the most powerful. If you can refine the art, if you can refine the technique of your ability to express gratitude and to receive and acknowledge it, that's power. That's real power in working with other people. What's crazy is most of the time it doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything. Here's what I'm talking about, being intentional behind it. And it's an action, right, Joyce, that you deliberately do certain things. When you express gratitude, I'll even joke a little bit. I said, well, I did that, but not for you. I actually did it to make myself feel better. I gave you that gift to make myself feel better. With a little note scratched into a side of the box with the only pen I could find. And that it's something where I feel better as a result of it. Selfishly, it was for me. When an individual is promoted in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, my assistant prints it out. She knows that I'm going to write him a card. So she already attaches a card and prints out the email. And I write for every single person that's promoted in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, where I know it, right? It's announced. I write them a card. And I'll see them somewhere, and just because of that card, there's a special connection, as if we already know each other. Because I wrote a card and I addressed them by their first name. And it's healthy to do that. But I'll write a letter to my boss saying, I know it's a tough day for you. Thank you for leading us. And so in whatever capacity, I write cards and I share that expression of gratitude actively, that it's a skill set, and do the things that help you develop that. But it's a double-edged sword, and this is where it gets a little difficult, because there has to be a degree of sincerity to what you're doing. Notice I said there's a degree of sincerity, because sometimes you may not feel it, and that's the hard part, because this idea, if you've been with me before, this idea of, is this genuinely who I am? But by expressing that gratitude, it pulls you to become that person. You may not feel it. You may not say, well, I don't know if that's what I feel, but by expressing that gratitude, it will make you that person, and the sincerity will flow. If people feel you're not sincere, that's when it has a little edge to it. So that's why I say it's a practice. And it's an art, and you never know when it's going to hit you. You never know. I was out doing some training, and we run a very intense physical agility test. And we're training an emergency response team, and I'm not young. You can see the little gray. I don't know, does it show up, Lacey? There's gray here. But I went out and ran with them. I'm twice their age, but I'm running right there alongside them. And then we ran in an army formation. We were calling cadence, if you will. And we sang while we were running. And later in the day, at the end of the day, it was at night, and we were walking out, and this sergeant says, "Sir, thank you. Thank you for what you did out there." And I said, what do you mean? He goes, "You did things that I never see any of our leaders do. You're right there with us." And in that short sentence, I was on cloud 9, and he didn't do it for other people to see. It was in the dark. Nobody could barely see us, but he made me feel really good. And so it's the reception of it. Okay, it makes you feel good, but don't wait. You've got to create actively those opportunities for individuals to express their gratitude to you. A heartfelt thank you, shaking their hand and expressing that appreciation is a significant leadership capacity that we all need to have. It's not passive. It isn't wait for somebody. You have to take charge of opportunities for you to feel gratitude and for you to express gratitude. It's operational. It is essential. It is a leadership quality. And there's a lot of discussion there, how to leverage it in a good way. And right, there is an element of letting go. There is a degree of vulnerability and psychological safety to express gratitude, even when sometimes you don't feel. But that's the key thing, is it's not about so much the individual that you're expressing the gratitude for, whether they deserve it or not. It's about you and being selfish so that you can feel better. If you're doing better, if you have your mask on first, like the old airline analogy we use, then you can take care of other people. And it's one of the most underutilized resources we have as leaders. It's also the least expensive. But for some reason or another, it's underutilized. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and find something today. Do something today. Write a letter and see what happens. And I guarantee you, it'll be anything that you just had never thought of before. And then you're going to get addicted to it. But Lacey, Joel, Amy, thank you, team, allowing me for sharing a few thoughts with you. And I'm only 1 cup of coffee in, so can you imagine if I had... So thank you all very much. I really appreciate everything that you all... Here I am, right? But thank you all for what you do every day. Your notes in the chat make me feel really good. Let me just tell you, I'm doing this for me.
Help others, help you. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Everybody for helping me today. You make me feel really good. So
I want to say, you know, we were talking yesterday. I was talking to David yesterday about what he was going to say this morning, and he was in our office last week, and he left me a tumbler, a Peak Performance tumbler, and he wrote on there, and he said, "Thank you for all you do. I appreciate you, David Yebra." And I told him, I said, I cut out from the box, I cut out your words because that meant more to me than the tumbler. I mean, I love the tumbler, but it was your words and the act of showing the gratitude that meant so much. So you live this. I know you do every day. It comes from the heart, and we're just so grateful for you for continuing to support all of us across the state. You're truly amazing, and yeah, I don't know if there's any questions or any other comments, but thank you.
Thank you, Lacey. Thank you. You make me feel really good, and I appreciate it. I needed this morning. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share a few thoughts. I really appreciate it. And thank you for all the wonderful notes. It's an honor I've served this wonderful country. It really is. And thank you.
Let's get out there, share the gratitude, keep it going, ripple across the state of Texas this morning. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with Todd Whitthorne as our final speaker on gratitude. So have a wonderful day, everybody.